JuJu Watkins and number 4 USC overcome slow start in blowout win over Nebraska. USC coach Lindsey Gottlieb crossed her arms as she watched Nebraska storm ahead by 5 points in the second quarter. The Trojans' New Year's Day matinee at Galen Center wasn't going according to plan. She had watched the Cornhuskers cause number 1 UCLA early fifth Sunday before the Bruins swiftly won by 37 points. Now Gottlieb's team was trying to withstand similar pressure. We have to assert our will a little bit more because all these teams are coming in here to get away and to try to get a win, not to roll over, Gottlieb said. I'm not surprised they came in ready to play. Luckily for her, number 4 USC responded. After using a 14-4 run to close the first half and take the lead, USC took control in the second half, riding a 26-point performance from sophomore star JuJu Watkins to defeat Nebraska 75-55 on Wednesday. Kiki Iriefin added 14 points, extending her double-digit scoring streak to all 14 games this season. Watkins scored 9 points in the third quarter, extending USC's lead to 59-45. We're learning this conference, but it's pretty clear that there's a lot of NCAA tournament quality teams, Gottlieb said of rival Big Ten programs. We have to approach each game that way since it's all new to us, and I thought we responded really well at halftime and we were a lot better defensively, particularly in the second half. Sophomore guard Malia Samuels were on the floor. The bench duo contributed to holding the Cornhuskers 10-4, 1-2 Big Ten, to 4 points over the final 4:26 of the first quarter and played vital minutes as USC, 13-1, 3-0, extended its lead in the third quarter and outscored Nebraska by 9. Akunwafo, senior forward/center Raya Marshall and Iriefin held all Big Ten center Alexis Markowski to 3-for-11 shooting and 7 points, including just 2 in the first half. Guard Logan Nisley led Nebraska with 14 points. On the bench, I just watch Raya and Kiki and try to talk to them, said Akunwafo, who scored 4 points. I go out there and play my game, which is fun. Gottlieb pointed to Akunwafo's defense in the interior, helping the Trojans outscore the Cornhuskers in the post 42-18. I thought Clarice really changed the complexion of the game with her defensive energy, she said. Between Raya and C together, when you have a top opposing post player in Markowski, we feel like we can make their life more difficult than most teams can. Marshall emerged for another do-it-all game on the floor, finishing with 8 points, 9 rebounds, and defensively enforcing her will, tallying 3 blocks and 2 steals. USC won the turnover battle, forcing 18 turnovers and 10 steals compared to turning the ball over just 11 times, below the Trojans' average of 15.7 turnovers per game entering Wednesday. Since USC's loss to current No. 3 Notre Dame on November 23rd, the Trojans have rattled off a 9-game winning streak. USC will look to extend the streak when it faces Rutgers and Maryland next on its first multi-game conference trip of the season. I think we took the Notre Dame loss personal, and just building off that loss, I think we've been able to gain momentum both offensively and defensively, said freshman guard Kennedy Smith, who tallied 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. It's bringing a connectedness for the team. This story originally appeared in Los Angeles Times. Women's Top 25. UConn's Gino Orima ties D1 wins mark. Paige Buchers poured in a season-high 29 points as number 2 UConn down number 14 North Carolina 69-58 on Friday, allowing Huskies coach Gino Orima to tie the all-time Division I wins record for women's and men's basketball. The triumph was number 1,216 for Orima, pulling him level with Tara Vanderveer, who stepped down as Stanford's women's coach following the 2023-24 season. The men's Division I record is held by ex-Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski, 1,202. Orima would stand alone if UConn beats visiting Fairleigh Dickinson on Wednesday. The 70-year-old Italy native has led the Huskies to 11 national titles and 23 Final Fours. Sarah Strong amassed 14 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 blocks for UConn, 3-0, which led by double digits for almost all of the final 3 quarters. India Niver paced North Carolina 3-1, with 15 points and 9 rebounds. Number 7 LSU 74, Murray State 60. The Tigers surrendered 32 points in the second quarter to fall behind at half 46-37, but their defense put the clamps down over the final two quarters as LSU, 4-0, rallied to down the Racers, 1-2. LSU allowed 8 points in the third quarter as it cut its deficit to 54-53, then was even stingier in the fourth, allowing 6 points to pull away. Murray State shot a blistering 61.1% and outscored the Tigers 32-12 in the second quarter, keyed by 16 points from Ava Learn. Learn finished with 18 points and added 10 rebounds, while Hallie Pook scored 15 points and Haven Ford had 10 points. LSU held the Racers to just 4 for 27, 14.8%, shooting in the second half, including 0 for 14 from three-point range. Flau'jae Johnson led the Tigers with 25 points, Michaela Williams added 15, and Anissa Morrow chipped in 10. Number 3 Southern California 81, Santa Clara 50. JuJu Watkins scored 22 points and Kiki Irefin added 20 points, 7 rebounds and 3 steals as the Trojans remained perfect on the season, with a blowout of the Broncos in Los Angeles. Raya Marshall scored 12 points for USC, 4-0. The Trojans took control early, racing to a 25-13 lead after one quarter by shooting 47.6% from the floor and turning 7 Santa Clara turnovers into 15 points. Kaya Ingram scored 13 points for Santa Clara, 2-1, which committed 23 turnovers. Number 15 West Virginia 83. Texas A&M 62. JJ Quinterly hit 4 of 5 three-point attempts while scoring 27 points as the Mountaineers dumped the Aggies in Morgantown. West Virginia, 4-0, led by just 4 points at halftime before putting the game away with a 27-7 edge in the third quarter. Kylie Blackston contributed 17 points and Sydney Shaw had 12 for the Mountaineers. Aisha Coulibaly logged 21 points and Sol Williams added 14 for Texas A&M, 2-2. Field Level Media.